All right, and welcome back for today's installment where I want to show you how to set up Lotti in a fresh install. What you're looking at here is what I just installed from FlatHub because Lotti is available on FlatHub. This also applies to you, however, if I send you a link or an invite to TestFlight. It's also available there, but just not generally available yet. So initially you'll be greeted by this task management interface where you could create a new task. Pretty basic, with a checklist item, do paperwork or whatever, something like that, and I can say it's in progress. And I don't have a category yet. We will have a look at that. I can, however, already set up the language, even though I will show you how that can get detected automatically also. Another quick thing here before we dive into the AI features, you can set the priority. Say this is a high priority and it is due today. Fine. But now, as you saw yesterday, there is functionality for doing the actual task, the task setup with AI using Gemini or also a local AI. And today I will just show you how to do that with Gemini. So you need to go to Settings, then AI Settings, and add an inference provider. In this case here, we would say that we use a Google Gemini provider, and here you just, I have it in the clipboard, my API key. You will have to generate your own on Google's, what is it, AI Studio or something. Yeah, wherever you get that API key that you also use for, say, Nano Banana or so. And now we save. And now Lotti suggests to create a couple of automatic prompts, or like these will be audio transcript, image analysis, and checklist updates and task summary. And save. Now we will see that there are a couple of models in here. There's now Gemini Pro. Actually, there should also be Gemini Flash, but I need to add that still. But for the purpose of this presentation, we can use Pro. It's just a tad slower. And now we see that there are a couple of prompts that were generated here. And now this shouldn't be Gemini to Flash. I will update that in the next release. But I can show you how to work with that. Add or remove models, and we will just say for now the transcript will use Gemini 3 Pro and save. Now there are additional useful prompts that you can generate here that are not automatically generated yet. I think I should also add this particular one, and that will be the audio transcription with task context. This means that the transcription will get the entire context of the task, everything that you have recorded so far, to put it in context, which means that in particular it will benefit from terminology already used in the task, and will be able to better make sense of what you're actually doing. Okay, I cannot save it yet because, let's see, we have to select a model, of course, and we're going to use Gemini Pro again. And again, I will remove this model altogether in the next release and add Gemini 3 Flash. 2.5 can still stay because the others are still in preview stage. Okay, so now I have added the audio transcription with task context prompt, which is quite useful in the context of task management. And now the next thing is we need to create a category and assign what is available in that category, because by default nothing is available. You must explicitly enable prompts or providers, cloud providers like Gemini or OpenAI or whatever, for a category for privacy reasons. I think it must be opt-in. I think that's the better approach. So you don't accidentally leak your private journal to, say, an AI provider. In this case, working on Lotti, I'm totally fine with sharing with Google because it's open source and I'm building in public anyway. So let me show you how that works. I'm gonna create a category here. That category is Lotti. Can select a color. Okay. And choose an icon. I don't know, maybe this one. Okay, fine. Now I created this. I need to go back in here, and then you could say this is favorite because I use it a lot. And then we want to enable which of the prompts are actually allowed for this category. And we can also select which ones are run automatically. So that's something you really have to do on a per category basis what you want to do there. For Lotti, again, I'm totally fine with automatically running everything through Gemini. So I will just enable them as automatic prompts. Okay, and this is quite interesting here. So here we manage vocabulary for a category, and for example here I already alluded to this in yesterday's recording. Some terms that Gemini has a problem with, you can just add them here. Also names, especially names that are spelled in an unusual way, could be added here. So let's see, what do we want? Test flight. Code rabbit. Cloud code. I think these are a good starting point. You can always edit this later, and then we will see checklist correction examples here, but not yet. They will only appear when we've actually used that feature. All right, so I've now saved this category, and now let's get to something more fun. And we're going to say we use the category Lotti and new task. And now this is what I already showed yesterday. Create a task using AI. Okay, so in this task I want to do a quick product demo of Lotti on Linux and how to set it up. In particular, I want to set up a Gemini provider and adapt the models for proper usage for this demo, and then configure the category for the available prompts and also for what's running automatically. Then I will have to crop the video, I have to do the demo, then crop the video and upload it to Substack. I guess you get the idea. One thing you will notice in comparison to yesterday, and this is something where I would totally appreciate some help if somebody's interested in this. So on iOS and macOS and I believe Android as well, I haven't checked that in a while, we have a waveform visualization here, and that looks quite nice and is generated from the audio, and it doesn't work on Linux. So that would be a nice way to contribute. Actually, just seeing this here, so it's spelled Lotti wrong because I didn't add it. Didn't add it yet to the dictionary, but I can also add it to the dictionary here. And let's see, the rest seems to be spelled correctly. Yes. All right, so that's really all there is for the most basic setup. I think I didn't get too much into detail with the task summary here. So this summary will always be kept up to date, up to every 5 minutes automatically when something changes. So let's go through what I did already. I did set up a Gemini provider. I adapted models. I configured the category, and right, let's also do this here. So now I will correct this, and now it tells me that it's saved as um, basically as a template for future, or as an example for future checklists. So let's have a look at how that looks like. Scroll all the way down. Yes, and here you can see all the corrections that you've ever done in that particular category. And it's surprising how fast it is to, you do a couple of corrections, and from the corrections alone, Lotti and Gemini or whatever model you're using will pick up pretty quickly what you want. Say, for example, you do a bunch of corrections with a dot at the end. Or full stop at the end, it will very quickly pick up that that's what you generally want. So you don't even have to mention these patterns, or just spellings or verb forms like releasing, where like in the checklist item I kind of want a release on test flight iOS, for example. And in my main production instance, I had to correct that once. No matter what I say in my stream of consciousness talking about the task, it will actually do it correctly. So that's very nice. And yeah, that's it for today's demo. No, actually, I wanted to show you how this looks when it's updated. And there is something to check. It should have started automatically, and there's something I still need to look at for the next release. Yep, so here, next time I come back to the task, it will automatically show. No, I see it's also corrected here. You will see where you left off, what is left to do, some goal for that task, learnings. It gets much more detailed when the task gets longer. So yeah, that's all I have. I've been working on this really cool feature for adding cover art to a task, and I will show you more about that in the next installment. For now, have a good day.